I'm not sure right now why my editing software isn't working, but I'm going to try and make this video in one take. It's if you were to respec fire, what tips would you really want to know right off the bat? These ones are just the primary ones. And I'm going to try and do it in one take, and you have no idea how many times I've said that so far. Alright, so first one is your living bomb and your blizzard doesn't seem to break Dragon's Breath, disorient. So, for instance, here's Dragon's Breath, or here's Living Bomb on one target, and as it gets down to 4 seconds, I'm going to use Dragon's Breath. So you'll notice that when that goes off, it didn't break my Dragon's Breath. That's the first tip. Second one will be with Blizzard, which seems to come in handy quite often as well. Thankfully, it's a 20-second cooldown. So we'll do Dragon's Breath, and then we'll Blizzard. Interesting why it works like that. And the next one is going to be your Combustion seems to take into effect even mid-cast. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's say I start to cast my Fireball here, and after it leaves my hands, I'm going to use Combustion, and it went up 1. It procced. I'll also show you that Dragon's Breath, Living Bomb, when it procs, it also takes Combustion. Oh, shit. Oh, look at that. Let's do both these guys. So if you can see, I have 2 stacks here. A minion will die. And when this Living Bomb procs, it's going to do a stack, take a stack of Combustion, see? Just like that. And what else? Your Living Bomb procs your Hot Streak. So having Combustion up right now is really nice for demonstrating this, because when this Living Bomb procs, hopefully it'll crit on both these targets and proc a Hot Streak right there. This is incredibly useful and probably the most influential part or tip on this short list here. And the reason why is because if you Living Bomb a dozen targets, which generally you're trying to Living Bomb as many as you can, when they proc, you're going to get hot streak after hot streak. So, for instance, let's say you have 10 targets, your Living Bomb has a 12-second uptime, so you're going to do it on all 10 targets, then you have a 2-second window to prepare for Pyroblast procs. And when the first one procs, you want to immediately cast your Pyroblast, so you want to have calculated which target you want and why you are picking that target and that they're not going to die. Like, let's say your Living Bomb is going to kill a target and you have it targeted. So when that target dies, you now need to refocus. And so the reason why you want to be on the ball with that is because every time a Living Bomb procs, it's going to give you a hot streak. If your Living Bomb can be cast in succession every 1 global cooldown, that means you have 1 global cooldown in between every hot streak proc to use it on the right target. So 10 targets, 10 Living Bombs, first one procs, you want to launch your Pyroblast immediately on that hot streak proc, because the next one's going to explode, the next one's going to explode, and you're just going to keep on getting your hot streak procs. This is incredibly influential in Battlegrounds, and it'll definitely put you ahead of the curve. And then the last one here is probably going to be the macros that make fire significantly more convenient. So right now, DB is a frontal cone. You don't have to target it, but it'll proc this talent here, Fire Starter, which will give you a Flamestrike. So I'm going to go up here, and if I use DB, and if I do Flamestrike down here, I have to choose. However, if I have an @cursor macro, I can simply press it one time and it'll go where my cursor is. I'll show you how to do that real quick here. Cast, in parentheses, @cursor, Flamestrike. That is all you need. Another convenient macro will be the Modifier macros, and also the cursor applies to Blizzard as well. So your Modifier macros, This is one of my favorites here. It's my conjure food and water. So if I conjure water with the Control T, and if I hold Alt, it'll conjure food. By having show tooltip, it will change the icon when you press your modifier. So you can see I have a bunch here on my bars. And my favorite is the food macro. Also, I have conjure mana biscuit on Shift 5, and then ritual of refreshment on Alt Shift 5. Anyways, I believe those are the only tips you really would want right out the gate with fire, and